hard, but I did the work. I started to heal on my own. I was getting over him. I started to have days where my mind wasn't clouded by him. I felt a touch of peace. But unfortunately, that is not where this story ends. About 3 or 4 months went by. I started to notice that I would see him a little more at work. He was no longer hiding. He wasn't avoiding me. We started to say hello, just a few words, passing in the hallway. Then, one day he stopped me. He asked me something along the lines of, "Should I stop speaking to you altogether? Does it bother you?" I remember my answer clearly. I stood tall and said, "I feel like it's best if you stop, so that I can continue to move on." I thought that was it. But later that evening, before we left work, he came to my desk. He asked if we could talk for a minute. I agreed. He asked if we could catch up over lunch one day. And like a fool, I agreed. At lunch, he poured his heart out. He told me all about his failed relationship with the girl he had left me for. He told me they had moved in together but were now staying in separate rooms because they had broken up. He told me horror stories about her, and he apologized. He overly apologized for the way he treated me. That lunch date lasted for 4 hours. We walked away from that lunch as just friends. But I made one thing very clear to him. I looked him in the eye and said, "If you have any plans on disappearing again, I want nothing to do with you." He assured me, promised me, that he was in a different position now. He said if nothing else, he would always remain my friend. He would never leave like that again. He has a way with words. He can express emotions so beautifully that you believe anything coming out of his mouth. We became close instantly. For the next 8 or 9 months, not a day went by where we didn't see or speak to each other. I ended up needing a new car, and he helped me through that, driving me to and from work until I secured it. We were inseparable. When we reconnected, he was technically still living with the ex-girlfriend because they had leased a house together. I set a hard boundary there. I told him, "I cannot help you through that. You got yourself into that situation, you need to get yourself out of it." And he did. He moved all his things out and into a friend's house until his new place was ready. But here's the thing, he rarely stayed at that friend's